And thank you everyone for your time. I'm Michael Gallant. I'm the design principal with Lead Architects. Amanda is an architect with our studio here in Peterborough. And it's always nice to have firsthand experience with projects that we're working on. This one being no exception. I take my kids here to go swimming pre-COVID. So it's nice to be able to see this renovation happening. And with that, Amanda's going to walk us through some of the block plans, and I'll jump back in later in the presentation.
Thank you, Michael. So in terms of the reason for the renovation, the Dectron unit, which is the control for the heating and ventilation for the pool and the pool air, as Rob said, is at the end of its functional life. There are some upgrades to plumbing infrastructure and improvements to flow. The durability of existing finishes is an issue in the change rooms, as is the cleanability. The existing tile and grout is not holding up very well to cleaning. And also the existing change rooms are not inclusive. There are limited accessibility options, and they require the user to be able to identify as one of three choices, which is male, female, or part of a family. So societally, we've recognized that not everyone identifies as male or female. We also recognize that safety is an important consideration when it comes to washroom and change room design. Good design involves looking ahead and designing spaces that will work now, but will also work for the next 25 to 50 years. For these reasons, the majority of public washrooms and change rooms are now being designed as inclusive. The guiding concept of inclusive design is that the focus should be on the function of a room and not who is allowed to use it. It is also important to ensure that people understand what amenities exist in the room, be they accessibility features or things like baby change tables. The City of Peterborough has an inclusive washroom pavilion in Nichols Oval Park containing gender-neutral washrooms and change rooms, as you can see there. And a new inclusive comfort station at Beaver Mead Campground opened this summer that includes gender-neutral washrooms and showers. The renovation at Peterborough Sport Wellness Centre focuses on this area in the middle of the building, where the existing male and female change rooms and the family change room are located, as well as some office areas and one of the multi-purpose rooms, which includes the daycare center right now. So the renovation includes changes to the lobby and office area. The staff offices and reception have been condensed and moved to one of the multi-purpose rooms. Reception has a more direct view of people coming in and out of the building. The cafe and seating area is located off the lobby and in view of reception and the fitness area. A new community room can be used internally by staff, but is also available to be booked by the public. A new multi-purpose room is proposed adjacent to the pool deck. So this new room can be accessed both from the lobby and from the members only area, allowing it to be used both for events such as birthday parties as well as public bookings. And an inclusive change area access through a dedicated boots and coats zone. So the red arrow at the bottom of the slide there indicates the location of the gates. So past that point is the members only area. Immediately upon going through the gates, members will pass through a safe and more contained boots and coats area before entering the change room. So the organizational strategy for the change area is clear and straightforward. Traffic flow into the change area is via a large central corridor from the lobby. Once inside, most traffic flows east to west between the fitness area and the pool area. Showers are in the middle of the change area next to the pool deck, and washrooms extend the entire way between the fitness area and the pool area so that there are washrooms easily accessible from both sides. Keeping amenities grouped together within the change rooms along with the clear path of travel aids in wayfinding, particularly for people with disabilities. So the red highlighted areas indicate the locations of the private change rooms. There would be 35 of them, each of which will include coat hooks and a bench. There are 11 private showers, including 2 family and 2 accessible, plus a group shower off of the pool deck. There would be a child-friendly shower feature in the group shower off of the pool deck. There are 314 half-size lockers, including a number that are located adjacent to the fitness area. And the design includes 10 self-contained washrooms between the fitness area and the pool area. In terms of accessible spaces, we have 2 universal washrooms that will have adult change stations, 2 accessible showers, and 1 large barrier-free change room that will also have an adult change station. There are also 9 family change rooms, which are large enough to accommodate some mobility devices as well. All of the washrooms, change rooms, and private showers will have full walls and doors and will have signage on the door indicating the room function. Washrooms will have both a toilet and sink in the room. These are some photos of the built gender-neutral washrooms and change rooms at Nichols Oval and Beavermead. So the nature of the universal layout makes it easy to close off smaller change room zones for cleaning, while still leaving other areas of the change room open and available for use. So unlike with gendered change rooms, it's not necessary to close down an entire change room or washroom to allow access to opposite gender cleaning staff. These are some ways to partition off different areas of the change area for cleaning. So now I'll pass it off to Michael.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in the drawings that that sometimes are hard to digest. So sometimes we find it helpful to kind of do a day in the life of and walk through the space with some people that might represent different demographics who'd be using the building. So the first will be a family with children going for a recreational swim. The second would be somebody going for a workout. The third would be an older adult. And the fourth might be a person with mobility impairment coming to use the pool. So if we started with the family with children going for the recreational swim, as Amanda mentioned, the reception desk is better suited where they have visibility out through the vestibule to the front, as well as down the hall and across at the gates. So as the family enters the building, the reception is front and center, easy to visually make a connection. They then go across the hall through the gates and into the dedicated boot and coat zone. There would be benches in this space. So if you have toddlers or younger kids, a space to sit to help take off boots is available. There's more real estate here than previously available, which is nice. Having taken off their boots, you make your way into the main hall and find a change room that's best suited and available for you. There are 9 family change rooms. So 1 is available in this case, and the family moves into that change area to get changed for the pool. One thing that is an interesting opportunity with this project is the group shower space with the dedicated kids splash area in that shower zone. So obviously after coming out of the change area, the kids are pretty excited to have a run through that zone before hitting the pool deck. And then inevitably the kids get into the pool and immediately they have to use the washroom. So having a washroom off of the pool deck is a nice and convenient amenity to have. And then obviously the kids are going to check out that splash area in the group shower zone, head into another available change area or shower change zone in this case, check out the lockers and head out. And inevitably walking by the cafe on the way out, the parent needs a coffee and the kid needs some juice. So that amenity is right there on their way out of the facility. So let's change tune, and now we're an individual who is on a short schedule. They got changed before they came to the Sport and Wellness Centre, and they really just want to squeeze in a really quick workout. So again, they've had a chance to look at the reception on their way in. They quickly drop off their boots in that spacious boot and coat zone on their way through, and check out the lockers and hit the fitness center. They like the fact that the lockers face the fitness center so that they can have a visual cue to where their stuff is stored and have a sense of comfort that everything is there and safe. Having the quick 20-minute workout, they then head over, hit the shower, check out their locker, and head out. Apologies for the background noise. All right, so our next one is an older adult. So again, the older adult comes through and checks out the reception, goes through the boot and coat zone on their way through. And just like the family with kids that enjoy the bench to sit down and take off their boots, the older adult also enjoys those amenities on their way through. They choose a change room that has the least disruption around it. There's less people in this particular pod, and they enjoy the fact that there's a bench out front of the change room as well for them to drop off their things and tie up their shoes before they get out to the gym. They enjoy that same locker zone that faces the fitness area. And on their way out, they run into an acquaintance and grab a coffee before wrapping up their day at the Sport and Wellness Centre. The last potential person could be someone with a mobility impairment coming to use the pool. In this particular circumstance, they're coming for the first time. And so they come and have an immediate visual cue before they even enter the building of the reception. The reception's designed with accessible height counter where they can easily come up to the staff and sign the forms to become a member. They then make their way through the coat and boot zone and get changed in the accessible washroom. They check out one of the lockers on their way through, are able to go through the group shower zone and into the pool. And after their swim, they use one of the accessible showers to rinse off and make their way out of the facility. So we hope that, having walked through a couple different scenarios, you can see how, these amenities aren't necessarily just tailored to any particular use. As with most accessible and inclusive upgrades, are actually something that can be transferable to all the demographics who use the facility, as well as the obvious maintenance and mechanical upgrades that are proposed as part of the scope of work. And with that, that's the end of our presentation. We're happy to answer any questions that anyone may have.